So in this video, I'm going to explain how we're going to bring our lunch bag to life. The first thing, we are going to take the measurements of where to place the long handle. So I'm just going to measure 2 inches from the side. So you see, that's the was where I measured 9 inches when we were cutting. So you're just going to mark it down straight. 2 inches, remember I just said 2 inches. So just make sure you put a mark there, 2 inches to the end. Now from the top, you measure 2 inches to where you place it. Just take your adjuster and do it like so. So it has the front and the back. So make sure the front is facing up and the wrong side is facing down. I mean the adjuster. And from up, take a measurement of 2 or 2.5 inches. But me, I'm making use of 2 inches. So I'll just take a measurement of 2 inches. Place, make sure I mark it so that it will be accurate with the other side. I'll mark it, that is 2 inches. I'm just going to place it on it and sew down. You can see there is no lining yet because I want all my workings to be invisible. I have to finish all I need to do behind before adding lining. So when you check inside the bag, it will be so neat that you will not know how anything was attached. So I'm just going to sew the the handle for the shoulder, to carry it on your shoulder. That is what I'm trying to do. I remember, okay, I didn't tell you the measurement of the belt I'm using. So the belt I'm using, I just cut 10 inches. It's as desire. Where I'm placing it is like 7 inches. So that 10 inches, I folded it in. So that's the main reason why it is 10 inches. So don't mind the way I'm sewing. I'm actually sewing it like this on purpose so that what I'm sewing will be visible on camera. That is why I have to pull it, go this way so that you can see it on camera. So I'm just going to sew it second time to hold it in place. So I hope that it was visible enough. So I'll sew it to the top. I've sewn it to the top. So the next thing is I'm going to sew the other side, the same way, exact way. And this belt I use on this side that is 10 inches is still the same 10 inches I cut for the other side. Now I can now depin. That is, I will remove the pin because I already sewed that place. It can't remove again, so it will hold it. So I've removed the pin. Why I remove the pin is that I don't want to forget, so I've removed the pin. So I'm going to work just exactly the same thing on this side. So I'm going to mark 2 inches all round, take it down. After that, I'll mark 2 inches from the top where I will place the belt. So the same thing I did on the other side. Mm, this is the second part I'm sewing. Let's be done with that. So I've secured the second part foam, so I can now depin, that's remove the pin so that I don't forget. Always remember to remove your pins, please, to avoid accidents. So the next thing now, I want to put a little design. This design, I realized that it makes bags sell faster. Like when children come to your shop with their moms, they like go for the one that has cartoon character. When I bought this character, I bought it 200 naira. I've used it previously. So I remove it from a bag. So I just have to stretch it out. Then I'm reusing it again. So I'm pinning it. Before I pin it, I notched the lunch bag, the midpoint, so that, and I also notched the cartoon character poster. So I'll place it side by side so that, the reason for this is because I don't want one side to, I don't want it to shift to the side. I want it to be at the exact middle. So you notch your bag at the middle, that is along the length of 20. You notch the middle up and down. You notch the cartoon character up and down, then place it, pin it down so that you keep it safe. Then the next thing, you're going to cut a belt. The length of the bag where you are placing it downward is 9 inches. So you are going to cut it exactly that 9 inches or 9.5 inches. If you don't want to trim, just you can just make it 9 inches, because you are still going to burn it, so you can make it 9.5 inches. So after burning it and placing it, if you have excess, never mind, you can trim it. So I made my own 9 inches exact, because I'll be very careful when I've been doing it for a long time. You can't compare yourself with what I'm doing. So I'll just place it. The purpose is to cover the edges of the cartoon character. That will make it last longer, because this thing is very, it's like nylon, though it's thick, but it can easily tear. It can easily tear. So this one will extend the longevity of its lifespan. So it will help it stay longer. So I'll just use it to cover that edge. I will do the same thing to the other edge too. So you should know that I'll be cutting two 9 inches long belts. And remember to burn both edge. Even if it's still going to cover everything, but you should still burn. It's safer. So just what I did now is what I'm still going to do on the other side of the cartoon character. Sew it into places just to make sure it secure the edges of the cartoon character poster. So I'll do the same thing at the other edge as well to make it stand. Voila, we're done with that. And when you're using cartoon character, be careful the kind of character you use. Some are for girls and some are for boys. If you are using a blue background for boys, you should use boys cartoon character. And if you're using a pink background for girls, you should use girls cartoon character. And you can use a unique one like PJ Masks that both boys and girls can buy. So I'm done with everything I need to do. Covering it with a lining now will make all my sewing invisible. That's just the purpose.